Stop for just a moment, my child. Before you move through the empty rooms again, before you face another evening in the quiet, or lie down on your side of a bed that is too wide now, stop, just for a little while, and sit with me here. You do not have to be strong in this moment. You do not have to keep busy, or hold it together, or pretend the house is not so silent. It is only you and me now, and I, who have been with you through every lonely hour of this, have something I have been waiting to say to you. You did not come to these words by accident. I know it feels like you are only trying to fill a little of the quiet, to get through another night. But I drew you here. Something in you, worn down by an absence that does not lift, has been crying out for a voice that understands what it is to lose the one you built your whole life around, that will sit with you in the silence and not rush you out of your grief. So stay. Do not get up just yet. Let me speak to the place in you that is so lonely and so heartbroken and so tired of being alone. I know what you have lost, my child. I know who is missing from the chair, from the table, from the bed, from your days. You lost the one you spent your life with. Not a casual loss, not one among many, but the central person of your whole world, the one you built a life around, the other half of your every ordinary day. And so the loss is not only a single grief, it is 1,000 small griefs, scattered through every hour, because everything in your life had their shape in it, and now there is a hollow place where they used to be in all of it. I know the size of what you are carrying. It is not too much for me to see or to hold with you. I know the silence of the house. It is one of the cruelest parts, isn't it? The house that used to hold their voice, their footsteps, the small sounds of another person living their life in the next room, has gone quiet in a way that presses on you. You come home, and there is no one to come home to. You move through the rooms, and your own footsteps are the only ones you hear. The silence is not peaceful. It is loud. It is heavy. It is a constant reminder of the one who is no longer making any sound. I have been with you in that silence, my child, every hour of it. You were never as alone in those quiet rooms as they felt. And I know the nights, and the side of the bed that is empty now. The night and the early morning are the hardest hours, are they not? You reach across, half asleep, and the space is cold. You wake in the dark with no one beside you, no one breathing next to you, no warmth there. The bed that was the most ordinary place in the world, the place you shared without even thinking about it for all those years, has become one of the loneliest places you know. I have watched you lie awake there, and I have been closer to you in those hours than you could feel. And I know the small things, which somehow hurt the most. The single cup of coffee in the morning, where there used to be two. The meal cooked for one, or not cooked at all. Because what is the point now? The television show you used to watch together. The chair that sits empty. The side of the closet. The toothbrush. The reading glasses left where they always were. It is not the grand moments that undo you. It is the 100 tiny daily rituals of a shared life, now done alone. Each one a small, fresh reminder. I see every one of those small daily aches, my child, and none of them is too small for me to grieve alongside you. And I know the loneliness of having no one to tell, something happens in your day, something small, good or bad, an annoyance, a piece of news, a funny thing, and your very first instinct is to turn and tell them, the way you have for all these years. And then you remember, and the remembering is its own small wound, repeated again and again. You carry every day's little moments now with no one to share them with. The conversations, the deciding things together, the simply being known by someone who knew all of your history. All of it has fallen silent. To lose your person is to lose the one who held the other end of your daily life. And I understand how deeply that particular loneliness cuts. And I know how certain days ambush you. The calendar is full of landmines now. Their birthday comes, and you do not know what to do with a day that was always about them. Your anniversary arrives, and you are the only one who remembers it the way it deserves to be remembered. The holidays come, with their gatherings and their traditions and their empty chair. And what was once the warmest time of year has become the loneliest, full of the ghost of how it used to be. Even ordinary days can turn on you without warning. A song on the radio, a smell, a place you used to go together. And suddenly, the grief is as fresh as the first day. You brace for the big days, and they are hard. But it is often the unexpected ambushes that undo you most. I am with you in every one of those days, my child. The ones you see coming and the ones that catch you by surprise. I know which dates are circled in red on the calendar of your heart. And I will be especially close to you on each of them. And I know the loss of who you were together. For so long, you were half of a pair. The word that framed your whole life was we. We are going, we think, we remember, we will. And now, suddenly and against your will, you are I, and you hardly know who that is. You walk into rooms where you used to be a couple, and now you are the one who is alone, the odd one, the one people do not quite know how to seat. Your very identity was woven together with theirs, and the losing of them has unraveled something in your sense of who you even are. That, too, is a real grief. The grief of becoming I when you had been we for so long. And I see it, and I will speak to it. And I know the ache of the body's loneliness, the part few people speak of, the simple human comfort of another person's presence, a hand to hold, a shoulder to lean on, someone to touch and be touched by, someone whose warmth was just there beside you for all those years, is gone. And the absence of it is a real and physical loneliness. No one to reach for, no one to embrace. The body grieves the loss of the one it shared a life with, and there is no shame in that ache. It is part of how deeply you loved, and I understand it. And I know that sometimes, woven through the grief, there is guilt. The things you wish you had said and did not. The last conversation you replay, wishing it had been different. The small impatiences of a long life together that you would give anything to take back now. The if-onlys that visit you in the dark. Or even the opposite guilt, the guilt of a good moment, a laugh, an afternoon you almost enjoyed, and then the feeling that you should not be allowed to feel anything but sorrow. Hear me on this, my child. I do not want you crushed under either guilt. The one you loved knew they were loved across all those years, far more than one hard moment could undo. and you are allowed to laugh again, to have a good hour without betraying them. Grief and small joys can live side by side, and the joy does not dishonor the love. Lay the guilt down. It is not what they would want for you, and it is not what I want for you. And I know the thing that others may not understand, that the world seems to think you should be past by now. Perhaps it has been a while. Perhaps the casseroles stopped coming long ago, and the calls thinned, and the people around you have quietly moved on and expect that you have too. And so you have learned to carry your grief in private, because there is an unspoken sense that you should be better by now, that it has been long enough. But grief does not keep the schedule the world wants it to keep. The absence is just as real today as it was at the start. You have simply learned to carry it more quietly. And I want you to hear me say clearly, there is no clock on this. Love that deep does not expire on anyone's timetable. And I do not stand over you with a stopwatch, waiting for you to be done. You may grieve as long as you grieve. I am not rushing you. And underneath it all, my child, there is the fear of the years ahead and the questions that come with them. How will I do this alone? Who will handle the things they always handled? You face, perhaps, the practical weight of it all. The matters they took care of, the repairs, the driving, the money, the decisions now fallen to you. And you are frightened of managing it by yourself, frightened of the income that is smaller now, frightened of being a burden, frightened of the long road of years stretching ahead with no one beside you. And beneath even that, a spiritual ache. Where are you in this, God? Will I always feel this hollow? Is it wrong that I still cry, still talk to them, still cannot quite believe they are gone? Let me answer all of it, gently, beginning with the deepest thing. You are not as alone as the empty house makes you feel. I am in it with you. Hear that, my child, because it is the truth your grief most needs. The silence feels like absence, like emptiness, like no one is there. But I am there, in every quiet room, in every long night, in every solitary meal. I am present with you, nearer than the absence, closer than the loneliness. My word says I am near to the brokenhearted, and your heart is broken, so I am near. This very moment, in that very house, whether you can feel me or not. You have not been left truly alone, though I know with all my heart how alone it feels. I am the one who stays. And let me speak first to your broken heart itself, because I am, before anything else, a healer of exactly this. My word says, He healeth the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds. Your heart is broken, my child, truly broken. And I am not a God who stands at a distance from broken hearts. I draw near to them, and I bind them up, the way gentle hands bind a deep wound. And I want you to understand what that healing is and what it is not. It does not mean forgetting them. It does not mean the love ends, or the missing stops, or that one day you will not care anymore. The healing I do is slower and kinder than that. Over time, as I bind up the wound, the grief that is now so sharp it takes your breath will soften into something you can carry. A love that aches but no longer crushes. A missing that has room beside it for living again. The scar will remain because the love was real, and I would not erase it if I could. But the open wound will heal in time, under my hands. Do not rush it, and do not believe it will never come. I am binding it up, even now, even on the nights it does not feel like it. If these words are reaching the grieving place in you tonight, my child, do not let them slip away when the silence closes back in. Stay with me a little longer. And if it would comfort you to hear my voice like this again, on the next long evening when the loneliness presses in, you can follow along, so that you always have a place to return to where you are not alone, and where your grief is welcome and unhurried. I am not asking you for anything, and I never will. I am only offering you company in the empty house, and a reminder that the one who stays is near. Keep it close. Now let me speak the tenderest promise I have for the one who has lost their husband or their wife, because I made it especially for you. My word says, "For thy Maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts is his name." Hear what I am offering you in those words, my child. I know that what you have lost is not just any companionship. It is the deepest human partnership there is, the one who shared your bed and your name and your years, the one who was woven into the fabric of your everyday. And I am promising you, tenderly, that I myself will be to you now what you have lost. The companionship, the nearness, the someone who knows you completely, the presence at the center of your days. I will be that for you, myself. I will be the one you wake beside in spirit, the one you share the day's news with, the one who knows all your history and all your heart. You are not without a partner for the road ahead. You have me, and I am a companion who can never be taken from you, never lost, never parted from you by death. And my word says to the widowed heart, "You shall remember no more the reproach of thy widowhood. For I lift even the loneliness and the shame of being alone, and I gather you to myself." I know that no presence can replace the one you lost, and I am not asking you to pretend otherwise, or to feel that I am a substitute for the face and the voice and the hands you miss. What I am telling you is that you are not left companionless in the deepest sense, that there is a presence beside you still that no grave can take, a love that will not be parted from you by death as that love was. The one you lost, you will see again. But in the long meantime of these years, you are not walking alone. I am the companion who remains when every other companion is gone. The one who was there before your marriage and will be there after. The constant beneath all the changes. Lean on me in the place where you used to lean on them, and you will find that I am steady and that I do not leave. And know that you have not slipped off my care by losing your spouse. You have moved into a place I have always watched over with special tenderness. My word says, "A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation." All through my word, I have set my special care upon the widow, the one left alone, the one made vulnerable by loss. I am the defender of the widow, the one who takes up your cause, who watches over the one who has no one else to watch over them. So when you fear the practical weight of it, the things they handled that now fall to you, the smaller income, the decisions made alone, the fear of managing by yourself, hear this: I am the judge and defender of the widow. I have not stopped providing for you because the one who helped provide is gone. Bring me the practical fears, the money worries, the daily burdens you do not know how to carry, and let me, who defends the widow, carry them with you. You are not as unprotected as you feel. You have moved closer to my heart, not further from it. Let me tell you about a woman who walked this exact road, so you will know I understand the bitterness of it. There was a woman named Naomi who lost everything. Her husband died, and then both of her sons died too, and she was left entirely alone in a foreign land, emptied of the whole family she had built her life around. And when she finally came home, broken and bitter, the people who had known her in better days hardly recognized her. And they said, "Is this Naomi?" And do you know what she answered? She said, "Call me not Naomi," which means pleasant. Call me Mara, which means bitter. For the Almighty hath dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord hath brought me home again empty. Hear how honest she was, my child, how raw. She did not pretend to be at peace. She named her bitterness right to my face, and I did not rebuke her for it. I let her speak the truth of her grief, every bitter word of it, because I would rather have your honest bitterness than your polite pretending. But that was not the end of Naomi's story, and it is not the end of yours. Quietly, faithfully, over time, I began to fill her empty hands again. Not by giving back what she had lost. I did not undo her grief, but I wove new life into her story. A faithful companion in Ruth, a redeemer in Boaz, and at last a grandchild laid in her arms in her old age. Until the women who had seen her come home empty said that her life had been restored, and her emptiness had become fullness once more. I tell you this so you will know two things. First, that your honest grief, even your bitterness, even the days you want to be called Mara, is safe to bring to me. I am not offended by it, and I will not turn away. And second, that the emptiness you feel now is not the final word over your life. I am the God who, in my own time and my own way, fills empty hands again. Not by replacing what you lost, but by weaving new mercies into the years that remain. Your hands feel empty tonight. They will not always be. And notice how I filled them. I did not do it all at once, and I did not do it by erasing her grief or pretending her losses had not happened. I worked quietly, through ordinary things, through the faithfulness of a daughter-in-law who would not leave her, through a kinsman's kindness, through the slow turning of seasons, until one day a woman who had come home empty was holding a grandchild and being told by her neighbors that her life had been given back to her. It did not happen on the day she came home bitter. It happened over time, in the patient weaving of mercy that I do in every grieving life that will let me. So do not measure your whole future by the emptiness of tonight. The God who filled Naomi's empty arms is the same God who is with you in your empty house. And I am not finished writing your story. The middle of a grief is not the place to read its ending. And let me show you what these years ahead can become through another widow, so that you do not see only a wilderness in front of you. There was a widow named Anna who lost her husband when she was still young, and who lived as a widow into her 80s, more than 60 years, alone. And she did not let her long widowhood become a wasteland of bitterness and idle sorrow. She filled it with me. My word says she departed not from the temple, but served God with fastings and prayers night and day. She turned all those years alone into years of deep, daily nearness to me, until her widowhood became not an emptiness, but an intimacy, a closeness with God that few ever find. And because she had spent her long aloneness drawing near to me, she was given one of the great honors in all of Scripture. She was there, in the temple, on the very day the infant Messiah was brought in, and she was among the first to see him and to give thanks. I do not tell you this to rush you out of your grief, or to suggest your sorrow is wrong. I tell you it to show you what these years can hold. Your widowhood can be a wilderness, or it can become, in time, a season of nearness to me, unlike any you have known before, a closeness that those who are not alone may never discover. And whichever road it becomes, I will walk it beside you the whole way. And do not think Anna's life was a small or wasted one because she spent it alone. She became one of the most honored women in all of Scripture, not in spite of her widowhood, but through it, because the very aloneness that the world pities became the soil in which an extraordinary nearness to me grew. The hours that could have been only empty, she gave to me, and I filled them. The years that could have been only lonely, she spent in my presence, and they made her wise and radiant, and ready to recognize her Messiah when others missed him. I am not telling you to stop grieving and start serving. Grieve as long as you need. I am only showing you that the years ahead, which look so empty from where you stand tonight, can hold a purpose and a closeness you cannot yet imagine, and that a life lived near to me, even alone, is never a wasted life. For that is my promise to you, spoken by my own Son before he ascended. Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Always, my child, to the very end, not as a distant comfort, but as a real and abiding presence in the empty house. In the silent evenings, I am there. In the long nights, I am there. At the table set for one, there is a place for me. In the quiet where you used to talk to them, you may talk to me, and I am listening. You will not face a single day of the years ahead alone, because I have promised to be with you in every one of them, all the way to the end, and beyond the end. And I do not break my promises. So here is how I would have you walk this road, my child, in the time that is ahead, because I do not only want to comfort you tonight, I want to help you live, and not only survive, the years that remain. First, grieve honestly, and on no one's timetable but your own. Let yourself miss them. Let yourself cry when the tears come. And talk to them if you need to. and keep their memory close. Do not let anyone, including the voice in your own head, shame you for grieving too long or too much. Love this deep grieves as long as it grieves. And I am not standing over you with a clock. Bring me the grief, all of it, the fresh waves and the old familiar ache, as many times as it comes. I never tire of hearing it. I would rather you grieve honestly with me than smile bravely alone. Second, let me be your companion in the small moments. The loneliness is sharpest in the ordinary hours, the morning coffee, the evening quiet, the small decisions. So in those moments, instead of feeling the emptiness of the room, turn it into a conversation with me. Tell me about your day. Tell me what you are afraid of, what you miss, what made you smile. You are not talking to an empty house. You are talking to the one who is always there, and who delights to be invited into the smallest moments of your day. Let the rhythm of your hours be set more and more around my nearness, and the loneliness will slowly find me filling it. Third, do not withdraw. Let others in. I know the temptation is to pull away, to decline the invitations, to stay inside the quiet because going out into the world of couples and families is too hard. Resist that, gently, a little at a time. Lean on your family, your friends, your church. Seek out others who have walked this same road, the other widows and widowers who understand without your having to explain. For there is a particular comfort in being with those who know. Say yes to the invitation, even when it is hard. You were not meant to bear this alone. And I often bring my comfort to you through the hands and the presence of other people. Do not close the door they are knocking on. Fourth, take the practical things one at a time, and hand me the fears. The matters they used to handle, the repairs and the money and the decisions. Do not face the whole mountain of them at once. Take them one at a time. Ask for help. There is no shame in it. And the fear of managing, the worry about the smaller income, the dread of the things you do not know how to do. Bring all of it to me, the defender of the widow, and let me carry it with you. I have provided for my widowed children for 1,000 generations, and I will not abandon your provision now. Do what you reasonably can, and entrust the rest to me. And let new mercies in their own time. I am not asking you to rush, or to pretend you are ready before you are. But do not close your heart to the possibility that the years ahead can still hold good things, new purpose, new closeness to me, new small joys, even new people to love in new ways. Naomi's empty hands were filled again. Yours can be too, in my time, in my way, without ever erasing the one you lost. Keep your heart gently open to the mercies I am not finished giving you, and keep their memory in ways that bless you rather than only wound you. You do not have to choose between honoring the one you lost and going on living. You can do both. Speak their name out loud. It is good to say it, not something to avoid. Tell the stories. Keep the photographs where you can see them, and smile as often as you weep. Do the things that carry their goodness forward, the kindnesses they would have done, the values they lived by, so that the love you shared keeps doing good in the world through you. Honoring their memory does not mean staying frozen in grief. It means letting the love you had become a part of how you live now, a quiet thread of them woven through your remaining days. That is not betrayal of the dead. It is the truest faithfulness to them. And it will, over time, turn some of your sharpest memories from sources of pain into sources of comfort. And hold the hope that this parting is not the end. For those who are mine, death does not get the final word, even over a marriage. What death has separated, I am able to join again. And there is a reunion coming in which you will see the face you miss, and the goodbye that broke your heart will be undone forever. It is a parting, my child, not an ending. Hold that before you on the hardest nights. For if the one you loved belonged to me, then they are not lost to you. They are only ahead of you, home before you, safe in the place I have prepared. The separation you feel so painfully is real, but it is temporary, a comma in your story, and not a full stop. There is coming a day when the door that closed between you will open again, when you will see the face you have been missing, not as a faded memory, but truly. And the reunion will be so complete and so joyful that the years of separation will seem, looking back, like a brief night before a long morning. I do not say this to hurry your grief, for the missing now is real, and it hurts, and I will not minimize it. I say it so that your grief will always have hope woven through it. The hope that this is not goodbye forever, but only until. You are not grieving someone you will never see again. You are missing someone you will one day greet again, in a place where there are no more goodbyes at all. If these words have found the grieving place in you tonight, my child, do not carry the loss alone in the silence, the way you have been. When this is done, share their name below, or one memory of the one you loved, and let the others here sit with you in it. There is a deep comfort in grieving among people who understand, in saying the name of the one you lost out loud among those who will honor it, in knowing that tonight, at least, you are not alone in the missing. I gather every one of those names, and every memory, and every tear. Not one of them goes unseen. So lift your head, my beloved. I know how deep the loss has cut, and how long the silence has been, and how tired you are of facing the days alone. And I am not asking you to be done grieving, or to feel whole, or to stop missing the one you love. I am only asking you to let me be near you in it, to lean the weight of your loneliness on the one who has never left your side and never will. You are not alone in the empty house. I am there in every quiet room. You are not without a companion. Your Maker himself will be your husband. You are not unprotected. I am the defender of the widow, and I have drawn you close. And this is not the end of your story. I am the God who fills empty hands again, and who will walk every remaining day of it beside you, all the way to the reunion that is coming. Rest now. Put down the strength you have been forcing yourself to carry. Put down the loneliness and the fear of the years ahead and the weight of the empty house. And let it be enough, just for tonight, that the one who made you is with you in it, and is binding up your broken heart. and is closer than the silence, and will never, ever leave. You do not have to face the future tonight. You do not have to be strong, or be over it, or know how you will manage. You only have to let yourself be held for these few hours by the one who has held you through every lonely night already. Lay it all at my feet, the whole weight of the loss and the silence and the fear. I am strong enough to carry what you cannot, and I will be the companion of your days until I bring you home. The peace that the world cannot give and the world cannot take, I give to you tonight, a peace that can fill even an empty house, that can sit with you in the silence and make it less lonely. Rest gently, lean on the one who stays, and know, all the way down in the deepest part of you, that the one who made you is near to your broken heart and is binding it up, and will be your companion through all the years ahead, and is keeping safe until the day of reunion, the one you have loved and lost. When you wake tomorrow into another quiet morning, remember what I told you tonight. You are not alone. I am with you in the empty house. You are not unloved. Your Maker is your husband. You are not forgotten. I am the defender of the widow, and your story is not over. I am still weaving mercy into the years that remain. Carry these truths into the daylight with you, my child, and let them meet you in the hard moments. When you come home to the silent house, say, I am not alone, for He is here. When the empty side of the bed is cold in the night, say, my Maker is my husband, and He does not leave. When a date on the calendar ambushes you, say, He is especially near to me today, and He knows. When the fear of the years ahead rises up, say, the defender of the widow is with me, and He is not finished filling my hands. The grief will still come in waves. That is the price of having loved so well. And I would not take the love from you to spare you the grief. But you have somewhere to bring it now, and someone who stays, and a hope that runs underneath it all. And you will not walk a single day of the road ahead without me beside you. Lift your eyes, my beloved. The silence does not get the last word, and neither does the loss. I do, and the word I speak over you tonight is not alone, and not forgotten, and not finished, and not without hope. The word I speak over you is mine. You are mine, and I am with you, and I will be with you to the very end, and beyond it. Rest in that, my child. I am with you. I am with you. I am with you.